Guys, it's currently about 7:20 in mid-November. It's like 40 degrees, so in Arkansas that's starting to get cold. I wanted to take you on a tour of my garden this morning because, well, I can't do it after work because it's always dark. So I thought I would show you. It's not really that big, but it does have, I don't know, there's a lot of, you can grow a lot of stuff in it. So I'll explain a lot of this stuff more, like my pile of wood chips and why I cover everything with wood chips and stuff like that. But I wanted to see it before. I'm going to have to pull all this stuff up probably tomorrow, or actually tonight, before it's supposed to be like 28 tonight or tomorrow night. So I'm going to pull all this stuff up. I'll explain more of what's there and everything later, but for now I just wanted to give you a tour of it with, while there actually is something growing. So let's go check it out. So we're approaching my garden area, and you can kind of get a general feel for the size of it. My little peach tree, and there's my chickens in the back corner. And my wife told me I couldn't grow my garden anymore, and so I started using, I cut a blue barrel in half, and I've been using this blue barrel to grow lettuce and some other things, kind of on a cyclical nature. And again, here's some more stuff. I'm big into not having to replant stuff a million times, so actually this is perennial arugula, so in theory it should come back every year. And again, over here, more of these blue butt bins, and I have used these as herb gardens. So that's a massive sage plant. There's some lavender right there. Usually that's where I plant my parsley, lemon balm, St. John's wort, and then that is my thyme, and then this is my little rosemary plant. And then this part right here is actually, this is about the, I've had a lot of luck growing garlic, and I grow it, this is my spot every year because it's kind of out of the way, and I've been growing garlic here for probably 3 years now. And so this is my little fall broccoli, not where I picked the really big broccoli, that's on the other side of my garden, but so here's my broccoli. So I've got some stuff coming in already, and actually here's my eggplant. Here's several eggplants I have that are not dead yet, but they'll die tonight, so I have to figure out if I can salvage any of this fruit or not. This actually is a parsley plant that we bought from the store, and after my wife had used everything she wanted, I stuck it in a cup of water, and it rerooted, and I planted it, so now it's doing really well. I've got a row of blackberries that I've planted here, all thornless varieties. You can see I've still got peppers growing on a lot of these different plants. I just have to pick them. I haven't picked them yet, but I've got a lot of peppers still growing. It's currently November 20th, I think. You know, I've got a whole bunch of jalapenos that have actually grown really well this year. Here's some beets I have. Here's some cabbage that I planted for the winter. It's starting to kind of form a little head, you can see. Back here is my strawberry patch, and then on this fence, that's my best grapevine, which I've begun to drape all the way over here, but I've got grapevine, and you can see all the way down the fence. That used to be wisteria, and I thought if I'm going to have a massive overtaking vine, I'd rather it be something that produces something. So, and I've got several blueberry plants, which are not doing that great, but I have like 5 or 6 of them up on this row. And then I planted some sage plants here for companion planting to help some other things grow better. And then this is my garden, this is my winter greens area. So these are all things that should last through the winter. You know, I've got kale. This is probably the second year that I've grown that. Here's the first year I've ever grown collard greens. I actually wasn't even sure what they were because I kept waiting for the broccoli head to form, and then I looked it up because I knew they were in the brassica family, and then I found out that they were collard greens. You can see there's a lot of holes in my leaves because I don't ever do any kind of pesticide or anything, so I have to come out here and check for worms, and there's the carnage from one of my worm killing sessions. And here's what's left of my tomatoes. Plants all kind of, they're looking pretty terrible now, but if you look, I've actually still got tomatoes. I still have tomatoes, and they're still producing. And here's some more down through here. Here's several right here. I've even got some little cherry tomatoes, which are even still turning red.